friends, Chris here, CaribbeanPod.com. Every year I show you guys what I'm doing in my garden. We don't have a lot of space here in the back of the house, but I try to make as much use of it as I can. Fresh herbs, salads, vegetables, fruit. Love the fresh stuff. So rather than just show you guys when I'm reaping, this year I thought I'd share this video with you guys the before, and then later on in the summer I'll show you guys the after when we're reaping. So here we go. We're just gonna start off over here. And this is my little herb garden here. I've got some fresh dill, sage just coming up. These come up every year. They just started to come up. It's June, and the funny thing is it's only now we're getting a little bit of warm temperatures here. This is what we call podina or Spanish thyme. Some parts of the Caribbean they call it big leaf thyme, but it's used for seasoning meat as well as in stews and all that stuff like that. It's very similar in flavor to oregano. Over here in my little box, what I tend to call the Eiffel Tower, yeah, I made that little thing there. I've got some cucumbers, and I love the sort of dill cucumbers because they're so sweet, and you can also use the skin and everything else. So maybe in about 3-4 weeks we'll be having some nice cucumbers come there. And this year I'm doing some container gardening, and this part used to be on top of this part, and it was a composter, but you know what, I really don't get out here to compost as much. Plus the city here what we live in Hamilton, Ontario, we do composting. Every house gets a green bin, so all the food scraps and everything goes there. But this year I'm trying this container garden here. So we've got some this is just some spinach, some lettuce, some more lettuce here, some curly leaf, some red leaf. Over here is my little herb, and I got some Chinese celery going there. It's a little bit yellow right now. It will go nice and green later on in the season. Here I've got some tomato. We just work down to the back of the garden now. And again, this is newly planted. A lot of dirt you're going to be seeing, not much to look at. But here, this plant here and this one here, as well as the two that you're seeing there, those are white habanero peppers, very fruity and very flavorful. These two, they're scotch bonnets. Over here I have some bok choy, and they're tiny right now, but those grow really fast. So I'm guessing within a week or two you're going to see them really sprout up and doing its thing. Back here, and we've got 1, 2, and I believe those are ghost peppers, so the Indian ghost peppers. And here I've got a couple of the Trinidad Moruga scorpion peppers. This sort of mound, the sort of darker dirt that you're seeing there. This year, usually I have beans which goes up my fence. This year I'm playing around with some potato. We have fingling potatoes in the far corner over here. And this entire area here is it's all Yukon Gold. Here I've got a couple more tomato plants. And these are all not the engineered tomatoes, but all natural tomatoes. Here and I've got 1, 2, go on 3, 4 plants. Jamaican Callaloo, or as we call it down in the southern Caribbean, spinach or wild spinach. We also call it, I can't remember what we call it. Oh wait a minute, chorai baji. Here I've got some Italian parsley. Look at that, a little pepper already in there. We got some bell peppers, some sweet peppers, so a couple plants of those. This this thyme comes up every year, but I thought I'd add some more. So we got 2 more plants there. Got some Greek oregano, some basil, and over here I've got my eggplant going. You know your boy love eggplant. And I have this sort of trellis thing that I built a few years ago, and usually we had a grapevine that would start there and go all the way up. But it wasn't dessert grapes. It's just a green grape that most people use for making wine. I'm not a wine person. So what I've done is on the foot here, straight along the line, I planted some beans, and I'm gonna let them climb and go all over this sort of wooden structure that we built. Every year, and these beautiful little flowers, every year this fresh chives come up every year. So I've got my chives going on here. I don't know if you guys recall from last year, but this is my pear tree, and I'm hoping this year we get some. Oh, here we go. We got some tiny ones on there. You can see these tiny little pears. For some reason or the other, they never want to stay on the tree. Hopefully this year we get some. And this is the green bin thing I was talking about. So we don't necessarily compost, but all of the food scraps and everything goes into this bin. It gets rather funky because it's all organics. It gets rather funky with in the middle of the summer. But the city collects it anyways. And here, my little, what used to be my herb box, I've got a beautiful little flower. I don't know if you guys can see it, but let's see if we can lift it all up. I don't know if you guys can see this, but that's a little strawberry. So this is going to become my strawberry patch, and these come up every year, well, after we planted this year. So there you go, guys, a little sneak peek, my garden. I'm doing my little thing, and this is just my way of relaxing. I mean, I spend quite a few number of hours on the computer every day. I start anywhere from 6:30 a.m. and I go all the way to 11 p.m. sometimes. There's a lot of work involved in this Caribbean pot thing. Stay tuned. I'll show you guys a follow-up to this video when everything's in bloom and we're harvesting. Have a good one, guys.